English language is great. You can have the same exact phrase that means two entirely different things depending on when you say it. For example, the phrase, I'm going to get ice, means completely different things whether you're filling a cooler or you want to terrify your Hispanic neighbor. Weed just became legal in my home state of New Jersey, and people are acting really weird about it. I was watching the news and there was a bunch of people that were getting interviewed and they're like, yeah, we waited outside all night, we camped out so we could be here when the dispensary's open. Why did you do that? This isn't Black Friday. You're not trying to buy a TV for 80% off. You're trying to buy overpriced weed from a white guy with dreadlocks. And seriously, I live in New Jersey. It's not that hard to get weed in New Jersey that you're that desperate to wait up all night. It's not hard to find. It's not the clitoris. You want to know how easy it is to find weed in New Jersey? A few summers ago, me and my friends are at the boardwalk. One of my friends says, you know what? I want to get some weed. We see a guy walking by and goes, he looks like a type of guy who smokes weed. Long story short, 5 minutes later, we had weed. Baseball season is back, and if you're a baseball fan, you know one of the greatest career achievements that a baseball player can have is throwing a no-hitter. Actually, my friend, he just recently had his first career no-hitter. Too bad he's not a baseball player. He's a Uber driver. But when it comes to sports teams, your sports team name has to be tough. It has to strike fear in opponents. Like, let's look at the recent two-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. 1 year, they had to beat a team named the Dallas Stars to win the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay Lightning, that's a tough name. Dallas Stars, not a tough name. One is named after lightning, and electricity that can shoot from the sky and kill you. The other one is named after what Pinocchio wishes to be a real boy. It could be worse, though, because I've noticed this weird trend of naming sports teams after natural disasters. For example, San Francisco is known for earthquakes. So there's a soccer team named the San Jose Earthquakes. Chicago is known for the Great Chicago Fire that killed 10,000 people. So they have a soccer team named the Chicago Fire. At one point, I'm pretty sure they're going to put a soccer team in New Orleans and just be like, fuck it, call them the New Orleans Katrinas. I love to travel. I'll travel anywhere. And a few months ago, me and my friends went on a trip, and one of my friends drunk texts his girlfriend. He texts his girlfriend word for word. He goes, I can't wait to come home and come inside of you. You know what her response was? She texted him back, you can turn me into a glazed donut, daddy. That excited him, but it seemed weird to me because normally a glazed donut has the glaze on the outside of the donut. When we landed in Newark Airport the next day, he goes, I have to pick up some food on the way to my girlfriend's house. What should I get? I told him, you should go to Dunkin' Donuts and get her one glazed donut and one Boston cream donut. That way, you can teach her the difference. My cousin, she's getting married, and it opened my eyes to how much easier it is to get married if you're a guy. Especially when it comes to what you have to wear. Like women, when it comes out to picking out their dress, there's the TV show Say Yes to the Dress. They spend tens of thousands of dollars on an outfit they're going to wear once as if they're going to the Met Gala when they're getting married at a Marriott in the airport parking lot. Guys, we don't do that shit. You know what us guys do? The groom gets all his groomsmen together. They go to Costco. They get the 12-pack Kirkland brand tuxedos in bulk. But that's not just it. You buy those tuxedos 2 sizes too big. Because you're going to get married in that tuxedo, you're going to walk your daughter down the aisle in that tuxedo, and you're going to be buried in that tuxedo. Because it's the last suit you're ever going to buy. I remember when the whole war in Ukraine started, everyone loved Vladimir Zelensky, and they found out he was a comedian. And people started saying, they elected a comedian as president, he's doing a good job. We should elect a comedian as president in America. And as a comedian, let me tell you, that is a terrible idea. Because if you try that here, you won't be voting for Vladimir Zelensky, you'll be voting for someone like Pete Davidson. And if Pete Davidson becomes president, that means Kim Kardashian becomes the first lady. And if Kim Kardashian becomes the first lady, That means Kris Jenner is going to be the chief of staff, Scott Disick is going to be Secretary of the Treasury, and the next economic stimulus will be a Brazilian butt lift for every American. And just imagine what Kanye would do if Pete Davidson became president. The dude would become a nutcase and a national security threat. Next thing you know, we would be having press conferences in the Pentagon. We'd have some military general come out with his 18 war medals on, be like, yes, the United States Army just foiled a domestic terrorist threat. It's a terrorist group led by an ex-rapper. We call the group El Kanye. Quick sidebar, do you think Donald Trump watches Disney movies? Because I would love to hear his opinions on some of them, let's be honest. Like, I can imagine he'd be like, I watched The Lion King, and let me tell you, when they sent me to Africa when I was president, it looked nothing like that. I got off the plane, I said, are you going to take me to Pride Rock? They didn't know what I was talking about. I said, let me meet Scar. Scar seems like a great guy. I get along with him, take me to Scar. They didn't know what I was talking about. Then I watched Frozen. The liberals, they want to pass the Green New Deal because of global warming. Let me tell you, if you can make the movie Frozen, there's no global warming. They say sea levels are rising, but Olaf clearly didn't melt, and at the end of the movie it was summer, and he was still cold and a snowman, so our climate is fine. I also watched the movie Encanto, and let me tell you, it is a piece of liberal propaganda about our wide-open southern border where illegal immigrants are just crossing each and every day, and we're doing nothing about it. We should have built a wall. We will not talk about Bruno, but we will deport him. Also, I'm going to get some ice.